In this episode of Sailing Nandji, we explored Nendo Island and trade with the locals. We have a backflip competition off the yacht and somehow end up in the back of a police paddy wagon. On our first day in the Solomon Islands, we were greeted by lots of smiling faces and curious kids. It was clear that not many yachts visit Nendo Island, and we soon became the talk of the town. We set off in search for the customs officers to check into the country. It gave us a good opportunity to have a look around town and get a feel for the place.
We've left our tender on the beach. Everyone's really friendly, but as we've got deeper into town, there's all this sort of thing going on. So I don't know how good it is to be here. We'll go check into customs and everything, and we'll have a chat to them. And
hopefully our motor's still there when we get back.
it's a long row across the bay.
Oh dear.
The paperwork was done at her house of residence, and we were asked to move the yacht to a closer part of the bay as they didn't have a boat to board for inspection. Back to Nandji we go.
Ran out of fuel.
Oh, we got plenty of fuel. That was a...
I don't want to be a motor anymore.
Uh-oh, I'm dead.
No, she's good. She's good! Back on Nandji, we had some visitors from the nearby village. Two young boys and their father Leonard, who had come to welcome us and offer his traditional sailboat sculpture for trading.
You know, I mean, it's very rare to have yachts. Somebody would hold that.
How far would people used to travel in these? Just between the islands? From here to, say, San Cristobal?
Yeah, Cristobal.
Yeah.
In Honiara.
Wow.
Yeah. PNG.
PNG? Take it?
Yeah.
To Vanuatu?
Yeah, Vanuatu.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
We were very impressed by Leonard's creation, but with nowhere safe to put the sculpture on Nandji, traded for vegetables instead. Yosh of course requested bread, but it didn't seem that Leonard knew what bread was. Not a good sign for bakery-loving Yosh.
Do you have bread? Do you bake bread?
No.
You don't bake bread?
What's this?
Bread?
Breadfruit?
No.
Scissors. We've got some textures. We've got textures. We've got some stickers.
Yeah.
Some colouring in pencils.
Yeah.
Some. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh.
We just traded with Leonard. He's from a local village, so we've got some fresh vegetables, and I traded with him a big bag of school books and school supplies. So I think the government funding for stationery is not quite meeting the demands. We've had a lot of people asking for school books, so it's something that I'm going to get really into, and next time I'm in town I'm going to buy a whole bunch more of school books and stuff, and help spread that around the communities, because yeah, it feels like a great way to give back to the people, and education is really important. So yeah, it feels really good. Yeah, this is in neutral. It's revving at 1600. So I think we might have a problem. Find a diesel leak.
Yeah, it's leaking off this filter a bit. It's revving pretty high there, but I think it's revving high because when Ramil tuned it, he would have tuned it when there was still that bit of leak. So now that there's no leak and it's perfectly sealed, that bit of fuel that would have been dripping out, that's all getting sucked into the pump now. So I'll just adjust the tuning and I should be able to drop the revs, I reckon.
Hopefully that's all it is.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, that's all it is. I'll fix the leak. So
it was sounding like it wanted to take off really quickly before, but now it's kind of nice and relaxed. So I think we should be okay. I think it should be alright.
Resolving the engine issue, we got Nandji moving to the bottom of Graciosa Bay to the water source, so customs and the police could come on board Nandji to inspect. However, because of the engine issue, Customs decided it could wait until the following day. Let's walk down the jungle path.
Okay.
At the end of the track was what was referred to as the water source. The natural spring was rocked into a pool to direct the water. We met a lovely lady named Anna who walks there every day for 30 minutes to collect water for her family. She showed us the crack in the rock where the water comes from. There is a pumping station to push water into town, but it never has diesel. Downstream is used for cleaning, bathing and swimming. We could not say no to a cold freshwater scrub, escaping the humid tropical heat.
This is Charlie.
Yeah, thanks.
My man.
Thanks, Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Yes.
Yoshi. We come down to the fresh water to fill up our water bottles.
Yes.
And Charlie watches YouTube.
Yeah.
And he watches sailing.
Yes.
And he
Hopefully I'll
watches
see this on YouTube, eh?
Yeah.
yourself on the channel.
Yeah, I'll see you on your channel, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. How amazing is that?
Yeah. It's great.
Charlie insisted that his nephews help us carry our containers back to the tender. Absolute legends. That little fuel leak that we found, it was quite a big fuel leak, it appears. We've just checked the fuel tank and we're down to 50 litres. So yeah, so we're just going to siphon through the two jerrys that were on the deck because they've been up there for a couple of months. But yeah, so we'll just strain through that and we'll just leave the bottom of the jerry because that's probably got a little bit of water in it, I would have thought, after being up there for a couple of months. So, yeah. We headed back across the bay to Lata town to find the customs officer once more and hopefully get some cash out or exchange currencies. Bank first and then we'll be back over. So yeah, thank you very much. With the bank line up massive and on island time, it was too hot to stand in line. So we decided we'll just sail and there will be wind. Aerodynamics!
Doug! We got no fuel left!
Really low on fuel, we still got over a kilometre to Nandji.
We're in a bit of a pickle. Trying to get to Honiara as fast as we can so we can sort out Marley's import permit and his flight. And we have 450 nautical miles to get to Honiara, which is the city of the Solomon Islands. And we have, I think, 5 days of weather forecast of absolutely no wind. So we're sitting here bobbing around thinking about how much we need to get to Honiara to organise Marley, and we're going absolutely nowhere. So we have another option. We can go back to the island that we just came from. They do have a bank there. We don't know if we can get money out.
Well, kind of wishful thinking, I think, coming out here with this prediction of wind. It's meant to be a bit of an easterly, like 7 to 9 knots, and that'd be beautiful for us to sail, but it's not really happening. It's an easterly now, but it's less than 5 knots, and we've used 5 litres of valuable diesel to get out here, so we're down to 75 litres, and if we go back into town to get more diesel, it's going to be a waste of another 5 litres, so we've used 10 litres of that valuable diesel, and we don't know whether, we pretty well guarantee that diesel is not going to be the best. We don't know whether we can get money out there. We weren't very successful yesterday trying to get money out, but that's the scenario. The days, the future days, the next 3 or 4 days are just all light wind, and we need to get to Honiara so we can pick up Marley. So we need a motor and we need diesel to be able to motor there. This is our life. Walking around with jerry cans in boiling sun, trying to get money out where we cannot get money out. The card is not red at the one FPOS and the other one has network down, so there's no way we can get money out on our card. We're trying to exchange money at the bank when they get back from lunch. If that doesn't work, then we need to try to sell stuff to get some Solomon dollars. Because when we left Vanuatu, they had no Solomon dollars left. So we're in a sticky situation.
I got sweat dripping all down my body. It's very hot.
We waited in line at the bank, only to discover the bank is only an agent and holds no cash. Stuck with no fuel or money, we decided on what we could sell. Booze. Off we went to visit the friendly police station to see our friend. Before long, I had a crowd of cops around me auctioning off our rum. One bottle 300? Yeah. Captain Morgan, one bottle 300? No, 400 bucks. Okay. Australian.
Captain Morgan one.
Captain Morgan one? And then 300. Okay. Enough for diesel. Yeah, enough for diesel, that's fine. With the sales made, we got in the back of the police wagon and they took us to get fuel. We went to sail today, but there's no wind for 4 days, so we need diesel. Using a calculator, they worked out how many litres 700 Solomon dollar could get us. A total of 54.83 litres on the dot. No more, no less. Oh, 83.
Out of here! Just a nice big squall to finish it off. So that's how you get fuel in remote places when you have no money.
Thank you, Mr. Policeman.
Before picking up anchor, we invited the kids from the nearby village on board for a backflip competition.
Woo! Go, go, go! You do a flip? Well done. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, good one. You big ones. We've just left our anchorage. We're back over the other side to the wharf to go see the coppers, to go make payment. So we bought these duty free in Vanuatu and we just sold them to the police here for diesel. So we got 54 litres of diesel, 2 bottles of spirits. Gonna put it in the black bag to make it inconspicuous. One couple was going to come over to the boat with us, you know, for safekeeping, I guess, but a squall came and it started raining, so we stayed there. But they've driven their paddy wagon down the end of the wharf and they're just sitting there waiting patiently.
Coming up next on Sailing Nandji, we sail under a rainbow, beginning our windless passage to Honiara, squall hopping and torrential rain avoiding our way west. It's a race against time to pick Marley up from the airport with limited fuel and no wind. This video is proudly brought to you by our Patreons, the Sailing Nandji family. New patrons will be personally thanked by us in the next episode. That's a wrap for us this year. Happy New Year, everyone. We wish you all the best for 2018.
You